Hello. To get started on this lesson, we're just going to talk about how to start playing over chord changes and making your own licks, whether that be call and response licks, or which that is the licks that we're playing in between phrases while people are singing, or just wanting to come up with your own licks for yourself. So this is kind of the beginning of learning how to make up your own licks and play a chord change. So this is really a concept video that I want you to grasp. So I think about chords and playing over those chords. Now, I know that technically that if you're in the right scale and mindset for all you theory nerds out there, that you can think scale, and that is a good way of doing that. That absolutely is. And when you hit a chord out of scale, you change scales, and those will create licks. But in the moment, here lately, I've really just been thinking about the actual chord itself and playing the notes around that gives me the character I want. So like this. So on a more happier tune, I'm going to add, let's go to the key of G. So we got G here, or like this. But I'm going to voice it like this and add the 6 in there on a real happy tune. In the same way, when I get to a C chord on that, I'm going to voice a C like this and add the 6th note, which is an A. Just give it kind of more of a... Now, the 5 chord, so we got, which is D. For those of you who don't know the number system, I am using scales here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm calling them by their number. The 5 chord, it's always a flat 7 to me. They call that a dominant 7, so we're going to... It's a little bit more bluesier when we go 7, but that chord, the 5 chord, is a flat 7. So I want you to think about what chord is giving what sound. So, all right. So I'm wanting this sound for a fairly happier sound, and then this sound, and then this is the 7 chord of that key. It's the 5 chord. So if we were doing what a fellowship, what a joy divine, or something more swinging, that definitely works in that. We would use, let me think, I'm trying to think of the name of the song. I once was lost in sin, but Jesus took me in. I do that in F, so I play an F6, and then a, B flat 6, and then a C, flat 7, C7, C dominant 7. So you could think something more swinging like that. Let's go back to G, because I'm going to teach this in G, so I do apologize. I had to play it in the key that I normally play it in to remember. I'm sure if you've been playing very long, you know how that is when you're trying to remember a song. So I want to think about playing over those chords. So if I'm playing a 6 chord, all right, I'm going to look at those notes in that. So here is a G6. So I got all these notes, and I know as long as I'm in a G6, there ain't no note. Let me kind of hold some rhythm. So another thing also that I do is to practice licks and things. I act like my left hand is just a strumming guitar. So like 1, 2, 3, 4. We're in 4/4 timing. Let's act like that. So you could do that, or okay, just a G there, and then a C. Maybe here's a C6, or just a regular C. All right. So I do that for more swinging tunes, like I once was lost in sin, and see what that does. It lets me practice my licks up here. Now later on, if you're by yourself, you need to add the bass note and go. Okay, but just to practice, so you're not having to think about that, and you can think about your lick, and if you're in a band, you can leave that hand completely off. But this will keep you on timing, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. I once was lost in sin. Okay, so anyway, back to this. Sorry about the rhythm. I just had to go over kind of the way that I practice that. It's been a very useful tool for me. And if you have a bass guitar player, you can just do that, and it'll play. Oop, hopefully not like that. See how that is? They'll cover that in for you, and you could just do this, and it'll... All right. So C6, once again, we're getting back to this. So we have that. So we know all those notes I can hit. So let's see how many measures at the beginning of Have a Little Talk. Let's use that song. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay, so we got 2 measures of G6 before we go to C or C6. We're just adding that. That's kind of a happy tone that I choose to do, is add the 6th note. It's kind of more of a jazzier tone, or just a happier. And you're going to see how when we change that one note, it starts to become more bluesy or darker or whatever. So this is kind of just 101, how to start creating your own, licks. So we're going to do single note licks right now. Now we'll get into harmony licks and stuff maybe in another lesson, but maybe I'll mention some things you can do. But all of these notes work. So watch. 2. So there's a note I can't hit in any order. All right, but I want to start and end on a chord tone. This isn't a must or a have to, but it's just in the beginning here, there's a great practice to do. And so a chord tone is going to be one of the notes of the actual chord. So G, B, and D. Technically a chord tone with the 6 in there is there, but let's keep it just to kind of the root chord. Start on one of those notes and end on it. And I like to start on the 3rd. See how, and then I could end on a D because that's a chord tone. I know it's safe to end on those. Look, I can hit any note. And I even blended those two together. There's some harmony for you. I said I might do that. And then something I like to do that I do most of the time is I either bend or slide on the 3rd. So if it's more a prettier tune, I'm going to use the 2 to get to the 3rd. But in this case, we're doing happy licks. I like to take the 3rd, which is the B of that, and then I like to use that as a passing note, so we don't stay on it ever, and we slide to the 3rd. So. Okay, so this is what that sounds, and this kind of gives it more character and stuff. The 3rd is a real powerful note. It's a filling note of the chord. So I once was lost in sin. Okay, So if you were just playing improv over that, and they did "Have a little walk with Jesus makes it right," and they looked at you know the chords. All right, so you started there. I do add the 2 in there sometimes, but let's not do that today. Let's just do this 6 chord with that slide. I just accidentally did it there, so. That's why for those of you who don't want to jump ahead, you can add the 2 in there. But this just 6. So you could start up here or start down here. So, just a little talk with Jesus makes it right. Here we go. Okay. Now, lots of times right before the C, so this is where I want you to think about chord changes. Right before the C, we go, once was lost in sin, but Jesus, you add the flat 7. A lot of pianists do that. If you don't do that, it's something you can start doing. Just add the flat 7 of G right before the C. I once was lost, so you're in 6. Or you can do it earlier. Once was lost in sin, but Jesus. So I knew when I'm playing this, all right, I knew all of a sudden I could add that note instead of the 6th note. Because I'm not playing, it wouldn't be a G6 anymore. It would be at, the flat 7. So you're making all the same decisions as you would when you're just playing. So let's do a little bit of, we'll do several measures. This won't go with that song, but of G, and then we'll play a G7. And And I just want to see how, once you see how it doesn't matter what order you're doing these, start and stop right, and then you can come up with your own order. Okay, so and then I added that in there. I added the flat 7. I could have went, and then here's where the C would come in. Okay, so now, we did all that over a G, and then we went to a G7, so it changed the notes to this, you know. So you're thinking about the chords that you're playing. Same thing on the C. So we're going to play a C6. So the third of that, you got the C, you got the E flat, that's your passing note. Hello everyone, Ben from Natural Music. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you would like more of these free lessons, there's a couple different ways you can do it. One, you can subscribe on our YouTube channel and hit the bell icon, so that way you'll be notified every time we put up another free lesson. Also, you can sign up for our free email list, and we will send these straight to your inbox, and you'll have access instantly after you sign up to our free lessons page. And I think there's over 100 lessons on there as of today. And so enjoy that. Don't need your credit card number, nothing, just sign up completely for free. And for those of you that want to take it a little bit more serious, you can head over to naturalmusicstore.com and have access to everything that we have. There's all different types of courses for different skill levels that will teach you how to play gospel music, Southern gospel music, for your church or for your group, or if you're just wanting to better your playing and do it for your own enjoyment. There's lessons there from other artists. You know, some of my favorite artists have put out a few different lessons with this, and I think more of that is going to be coming, so we're excited about that. But if you would like to become a paid member, there are hundreds and hundreds of free lessons, all the way from solos, a lot of accompaniment. There's random lessons on there where we just talk about licks and tricks and rhythmic things and just all kinds of stuff in this style. So if you enjoy the Southern Gospel style of playing and you want to further your playing to the next level, go over there and become a subscriber to the website. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you at your next lesson.